Let's go, baby. Woo! Like everything in this world, everything is a movie if you put everything into it, guys. For the moment y'all been waiting for the what? Three, two, and Walt Show! Woo! And y'all already know, guys, we have Squid Grow in the building. So
Let's
let's
freaking
freaking
go!
go! Woo! Let's go, guys. Y'all already know, man. Mr. Shiptoshi is in the building representing Squid Grow. How you doing, my brother?
How's it going, guys? Very entertaining so far this morning. Happy to be here.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you so much, man. And we just wanted this space to always be special. Me and Kid, when we, talking about, our show the last couple of years, we wanted to do something entertaining, informative, and fun. And, having someone like you in DeFi, what you've created, your story, it's just pure legacy. We see we're on our way to the bull run incoming. And these are the projects that we talk about. You are the top legacy project in DeFi right now, man. So to have you on the world famous Kid and Walt show today, man, I am super excited. Another milestone in my life, brother. But how you doing? And welcome to the show, baby.
Hey, man. Well said. Well said. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm happy to be here. Up here with my CMO Dane. He's on the main Squid Grow account. Obviously, the Squid Grow community showed out. You can see all the PFPs floating around. We got many community members here showing support. So I'm definitely happy to be here.
Hey
Yeah,
guys,
awesome,
likewise.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, you're good, man. We're gonna try to match your energy. Satoshi and I just woke up maybe about 15 minutes ago, so we're slamming some coffee right now, trying to get on the Walt kid level. But
Definitely slamming some coffee. About to throw a dip of Copenhagen
Don't
in. Kick it off. Let's go.
don't worry, guys. I'm gonna send you guys my energy drink. Don't worry, guys. It's gonna get it. It's just called Walter's Pure Bull. But yeah, guys, I love you guys for coming in. Don't worry. Let's go get that coffee going in. But yeah, kid, man, what do you think? We got the market, going out of control right now. We've seen, the FUD antics and everything now, and we're on our way to a super bull run, as I like to call, man. And we talk about these legacy projects, kid. I mean, dude, how big of a legacy project is Squid Grow and more, man? What's going on, baby?
Bro, hey, man. First off, man, very nice to meet you guys. Welcome to the show. As far as Binance, now I know you guys have bridged over to ETH recently, but where so many projects don't really get any traction, you guys, and I have a lot of love for Binance personally because I worked on Elongate back in 2021. You guys fucking came and
I, I,
nobody has brought that energy. Um,
I was a holder in that.
oh, fuck yeah, man. Right on, man. Yeah, yeah. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
2001, 2000,
Yeah.
2021, 2021. But yeah, man, I love Binance, man. You guys started there, so it's definitely close to my heart. In regards to that, not a lot of projects get the type of traction you guys not only got traction, but you straight up own the chain. Like you made it. Basically, it was your bitch, and it's good to see you guys also, bridge into ETH as well. And yeah, man, just fucking pumped to have you guys on the show. Want to hear what's coming up, what you guys have been up to. And also, welcome to one of our co hosts. We got Maurice from Caesar. Forgot to introduce you, bud, but welcome on the show as well, dude.
Yeah, no, that's okay. It was Canada Day here yesterday, so I'm trying to catch up too. I'm a little bit hungover, so I got the energy drink going to try and catch up to Walt. But yeah, I've been following Shib, and I had the pleasure to AMA myself last July, and we're coming up to the 1 year anniversary of that. I think it was on July 3rd when I had him on our channel for an AMA. So again, just love what they're doing, and I've said it 100 times. Like he has, my utmost respect in the space. So pleasure to be here.
Holy cow, Maurice! Has it been that long already?
Yeah, it's been a year, man. We had you on
Holy
Monday,
shit!
July 3rd last year. I remember because I was talking to R-Dub when I was wrapping up my round of golf with Buck, and I was like making sure, because I posted before we left to the golf course, and I had a reminder. I put it up on my phone when we were out, and we got home a couple hours early. We were a few beers in, and it was like an hour and a half AMA. It was such a vibe, and just that was around 6-7 million, and by Friday you guys were sitting at like 38. So it was like, damn.
Yeah.
And that was just the start. So
yeah, that was just the start. Yeah. We've definitely made some impressions on the BSC. Obviously, we're still a micro cap, and we still got a lot of growing to do. But we're just going to focus on utility building currently. We've got some things in the pipeline now, and plan on hitting the market running. Definitely very exciting times. Obviously, we're heavily audited. I'm setting out to be the most audited project on Surtech is 9 audits. We're going to blow that shit out of the water. We're going to be one of the most secure projects in the space.
Yo, brother.
Definitely planning on making some ripples.
Nice.
I still got those beans ready and that ETH ready for that NFT drop. I've been saying that for a few months now, so I can't wait, man. I can't wait to try and get one of those super ultra rares.
Hey, I'll tell you this, man. We're in the closing stages of it now. It's been a long time in development, but what we're doing is our take on something very unique and something that's not being done on the space. I let my CFO R-Dub kind of spearhead this endeavor, and he's got some really cool creative things that we are actually thinking into existence here. So we picked a very unique name. I'm not gonna throw the name out there yet, but we definitely got some things coming. But in the near future, when it does conclude, it's still got some extensive auditing to do. But you'll definitely be seeing it soon. You'll definitely be seeing those Mike Miller NFTs very soon.
Well, where I'll be on mint day.
Yeah, I already know. Maurice is like, let's go, baby. I got these things ready to go. But man, guys, I mean, this my story and how when I first saw you, saw the project. I heard it from an AMA. I'm not sure if it was Maurice's. I'm not sure what it was, but I saw you guys at 300K, and you were speaking, Mr. Shitoshi. And there was this conviction, and I was busy at work. I'm trying to listen. I'm like, man, but this sounds like this is going to happen. And the way you were coming across, I haven't heard anybody become like that was so stern and was like, this is what's gonna happen. This is what we're doing. This is my story. Everybody was like, oh my God, the top holder Shiva, this guy started a project, and the writing was right on the wall, literally. And I just I was like, man, I don't know if I could do this right now, the funds, and all of a sudden, boom, we hear this project out of nowhere. Is everybody is talking about this project. I mean, literally, it is like the talk of the town, talk of the like century of DeFi. Everyone's like, Squidgrow, Squidgrow. You didn't see Squidgrow. Like everybody has that name out of their mouth coming out. Everybody in DeFi knows Squidgrow. And it's just amazing to see that. And truly to this time, I'm always trying to see if someone, presents themselves like you or had like the same storyline, and it's not found. It's never been happened. It was right there. It was literally when I was listening to you guys, it was history happening right there. And now I try to find those, AMAs where I feel that same feeling, and it's really hard to really like, you know, find in the space. There's nothing really like it. So I mean, the fact that I've seen you guys take off and now you guys are on our show, it's just amazing to just see it. And we're about to go into the bull run of all time that I call the greatest wealth of transfer. And the fact that you guys are the top, secure meme utility token, who's behind it and more, man. I already know this project is something you don't want to miss out. You really want to be, non-financial advice, but you want to be, dollar cost averaging, building that portfolio so you can make sure that you're part of something really, really special. And you guys have shown it, man.
We're definitely leaving our mark on the space, and we plan on leaving an even bigger mark overall. We're just getting going. So I truly believe in what we're doing here. obviously I fully financially back the project and development, and I'm rolling my own personal money into it. We're going to succeed, so we'll be around for a long time to come, and definitely be dropping some very unique things along the way.
Hell yeah, man. I like to throw like some questions and stuff to try to get to know people better and stuff. What
Yep.
what was your bull run story, the last bull run and stuff, and what led up to Squidgrow and how you got there? I'm just kind of curious, from entering the bull market to being as successful, obviously, as you were, and then like when was that moment you're like, I'm gonna make Squidgrow? I'm just kind of curious your origin
So
story.
yeah, so obviously, I think I'll probably just start from the beginning if that's okay with you. I know probably
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
here has heard the story a million times, but I got into crypto in 2011. I first heard about Bitcoin in 2010, and it was showed to me by one of my buddies. And when I started looking into Bitcoin, I think it was for, I think it was like $9,000 you could get 10,000 bitcoins, or it was the other way around. $10,000 you could get 9,000 bitcoins. It was something like that. When I started doing my research on it, I saw the connection with Silk Road, so I instantly was doing some research on Silk Road and was like, oh, it's got to be illegal, because everything that was going on in Silk Road was just kind of, you know, on the illegal side of things in my personal view. So I steered clear. Fast forwarding a little bit of time. Those that don't know, I like to play poker in my younger years. And while in Vegas, we had just concluded a poker game. But my buddies that I was with was talking about an online poker game, and how you facilitated getting the money there for a marker was Bitcoin. So after some of my real world friends were telling me like the ins and outs of Bitcoin, like you can convert, or you with fiat you can buy Bitcoin and you can actually convert it back to fiat, which is something that I didn't get to that point in my research originally in 10. I was all in. I bought my first $30,000 worth of Bitcoin, lost them the following day on the poker tables, and it was off to the races. So just kind of moving along and educating myself, reading the white paper. I really loved everything that Bitcoin stood for, especially at that point in time in the market. I mean, everything was upside down. Housing market was collapsing. I mean, it was just a very bad time. And, Bitcoin came out as a very unique, different thing, something that's not been seen before. So I just started diving into it. Obviously, the main reason I was involved in Bitcoin was to play my poker games. The benefit to that was, if you win the game, you win the hand, you're paid in Bitcoin, it pools, and you can off ramp that. And had a major setback with Mt. Gox, but you shook it off and continued forward. And when Litecoin, Zcoin, Bitcoin Cash started coming out, I started dabbling in all these new cryptos. Everything crypto, I just started dabbling in it. Ethereum came out, kind of just familiarizing myself with the space, doing my own research, and a lot of trials and errors. I'm mostly self-taught here, and over the years, I developed some good friendships. One of my good friends, he was really into stocks, and there was one day we were grabbing some lunch. He had just bought a new car for himself, and he was bragging about 30% gains on the stock market. And I just started kind of clowning on him. I was like, dude, 30% gains in a year? That's nothing. So I started telling him about crypto. And at the time, I did not have any idea, how that conversation was going to shape my life. I come from a little bit of money, and, so I've always been somewhat well off. But, my other buddy in the stock market, I guess I planted the seed for him. And over the next couple months, he was doing his research. And one day, August 1st, 2020, he hit me up and he was like, yo, dude, you got to check out this project. And he found it in I believe it was a Pakistani group. They were talking about it. It was a private group talking about Shiba Inu. And he started shilling it to me. And at first, I was going to fade it. I was like, I'm not interested. Not going to be anything of value. This guy's going to find me. There's no way. And he kept being persistent about it. and telling me a little more about it. I joined the room, although I couldn't understand anything that was being said. He was doing his best to translate for me. And where I finally caved is I found out 7 of our other friends had invested into SHIB. So I decided to start dollar cost averaging in. Overall, I ended up putting about 37 Ethereum into it. And, dollar cost averaging. I started buying about 5 hours after launch. I bought the top. I was involved in that first little run up. And as I'm buying, I'm getting dumped on. So I'm like, I just dug in. I was going for the bragging amount of holding more than my friends. And I started digging in, and then it bottomed out, and it just laterally traded for months and months. Then we had some catalysts. Elon started interacting with tweets from Satoshi. I believe the first tweet that I actually saw was Satoshi was asking Elon, how much SHIB do you hold? And Elon said 0. But that didn't even matter. The fact that Elon had interacted with it, it's all over the place now. Everybody's talking about it. Massive movement, massive run up. And in October, shortly before Halloween, we just started having our first strong pump, and it was off to the races. Everybody knows the story from there. So that was a pretty crazy thing. I ended up splitting my wallet up in November. My first out transfer was 30 trillion tokens to one of my side wallets that fed my 5 trillion wallets, and then I did my big 4 major transfers to some additional wallets that fed smaller wallets as well. And at the time, I didn't realize it was going to be such a big event, but next thing I know, one of my buddies sent me a video, and the first video I actually saw about it was Windio. And, ever since then, Windio has been one of my favorite crypto influencers. Obviously, she's a supporter of us now. We're a sponsor of her channel. We've got our logos on our YouTube or Twitter and TikTok. But, kind of pivoting from that, I've kind of dabbled in all kinds of different cryptos. And, obviously I'm trying to bring my friends along for the ride, my immediate circle of friends. My best friend, actually, Huntsman, faded Bitcoin. The last conversation that I really remember where I was hitting him hard was Bitcoin was around $130,000. This was probably 2014, 2015. And, he couldn't rally behind it. But fast forward a little bit, after, all my immediate circle of friends started seeing how crypto was changing my life, they started dabbling into it. And unfortunately, most of them were getting caught up in, rug pulls and honeypots. Actually, one of my buddies that's on here right now, Punisher, his first crypto investment was a project that I got him into along with the Huntsman, and we went into it hard, and unfortunately ended up being a rug. So that was kind of a hard conversation. I had to sit down with Punisher and explain to him what a rug was. But he continued to educate himself and, try to increase his knowledge base on it. But more and more of my friends started dabbling, and more of them started being taken advantage of. And my immediate circle and my immediate family, everybody started losing money. So it was actually the Huntsman that started talking to me first about doing my own project. And at first I had no interest in it. I was like, dude, I'm an investor. Like, I don't know the first thing about running a project. But more and more of my friends started taking big losses, and it got me thinking. So I started playing around with the idea. I took some Solidity courses. It was a 3-week online course. I took it twice for a total of 6 weeks. Thought I had a basic understanding of how to code Solidity. So I attempted to put together my first Solidity contract. It epically failed on the testnet. And I kind of shelved the idea. And with some more poking and prodding, I decided, you know what, I'm going to slap something together. So I went to Code Mentor. I found a pretty well-known developer on there, and I had him code my first contract. And how I came to the name Squidgrow, and keep in mind, this is in 2021. How I came to the name is, at the time, the Squid Games TV show was real hot, real heavy. Everybody was talking about that. And at the same time, Evergrow coin had just come out. And I was a big investor in Evergrow. So I kind of put the two names together, best of both worlds, in my opinion. Something that's memey, catchy, And then it's got the grow aspect of it. That was something that was really unique to the space at the time. And contract was developed, and I was struggling with trying to figure out how to deploy it. And about the time I had an understanding of how to, deploy the contract, there was another project that kind of beat me to the market. It was the Squid Games scam coin. And we decided to shelf the idea, and it kind of died down about poking and prodding to launch my own project. But then another round of scams kind of changed that. So it was about this time I was in a whale room on another project where I was introduced to RW, my CFO. And from this whale room, we had a side whale room to where we could talk a little more freely about the project without disrespecting the project owners, and, just discussing things that we thought maybe the project needed. And it was around this time, Dub and I started getting more acquainted with one another. And eventually, I started opening up to him, and he started opening up to me, and started kicking around the idea about launching a project. And I told him I had a couple contracts that already done, that we could essentially, pick from one of the Rolodex contracts that I had made up. So we played around with the idea. We started planning a couple months out, and ultimately we decided to go with Squidgrow. Had the logos already designed, and we did a stealth launch originally on June 17th, 2022. Unfortunately, when I was launching the contract, I missed the notes. So much time had gone by. I missed the notes from the developer that I had to remove the router of the chain that I was not using, because originally when he gave me the contract, it had the Pancake Swap router and the Uniswap router in there. And I deployed the contract somehow with both routers, and I had an awful hard time trying to actually publish the contract and verify it. But I was somehow able to figure it out, and we did our stealth launch on it. It was off to the races, and almost immediately we started hearing from our community, our very small community at the time, that people were able to buy but not able to sell. So we thought, within the first couple minutes, it was just, FUD popping up. And then we had a team member actually test it, and you could not sell because of the routers that were in there. So we had to make the announcement, which every project, I'm sure, cringes at doing, but we had to announce to the community we were ceasing trading, and we had to do a relaunch. And luckily the liquidity had not been locked at that point. So we, after we shut that down, over the next couple hours, we geared up for a relaunch to re-airdrop everybody their tokens. And we made the correction to the contract, and we went live. And within the first day, I think we got up to 400,000 market cap, some back and forth, up and down. And it's been off to the races since then, but I started this project to give my friends, family, a safe place to invest their money. And obviously that's expanded to my community now. This isn't a charity. This isn't we've got to work together to get this to where it's going. But, I am financially supporting this project, utilities, exchange listings. We're all in this together. I really loved the way that everybody came together in the SHIB community, with the foundation of the community. So that's really what I was gunning for when we launched this. It's always about community, and we're developing a very strong, small army of supporters, and it's quite amazing to see them go to work on Twitter and in Telegram and just spreading the awareness of the project. So I couldn't be happier with the turnout.
Good. I appreciate you breaking it down. Like you said, you probably had to tell that story 1,000 times, but I do appreciate it. It kind of tells that story. A lot of newcomers, that will be coming in, and people that have just entered, kind of learn about that legacy you created. And I saw Walt was trying to jump in. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm just so excited that I'm pressing like every emoji, and I don't know, and I'm like, oh no, I put the hand thing up. I'm like, oh no. But no, guys, but I'll come in and chime in. No, I mean, the fact that, Mr. Shibtoshi, created this project, shows, just the integrity in DeFi. Shows how people really want the most for, everybody in this, in this beautiful ecosystem that Satoshi has created. And the fact that now we have a project that we know it's financed by someone that wants something really bigger for everybody. Wants you was just smart marketing, great name. Everybody was like, What's this?" When the movie came out, everybody, I was like, "Hey, you gotta watch this," and she's like, "What is this?" And it was the talk of the town. It was the number one, like, streaming craziness movie. And then all of a sudden people started, try to create these contracts and these names. And then we saw somebody take full advantage of DeFi. And then you went ahead and just came out of nowhere and created this project called Squidgrow. And that's why I was like, oh man, this is gonna be the one. And then it's crazy you brought up the story how it started at 400K. I almost shed a tear because I saw it at 300K, and then bam, everybody and their mother knew about Squidgrow. Like, my mom knew about Squidgrow. She's like, "You didn't buy Squidgrow? You idiot!" I'm like, "What do you mean, mom?" She's like, "It was right in front of your face. What do you mean?" I'm like, and I was like, "Sorry, mom." Like, like, because my mom's big into crypto and stuff like that, and she sees what's going on. She's like, so the fact that a project like you, everybody, in like everybody knew about this project. It was just beautiful, man, to see what's going on. And the fact that we're about to, enter the greatest wealth of transfer, as I say, like, people are, I mean, look at this, blockchain is everywhere. It needs to be infrastructure in the world right now. Without blockchain, we don't move. And the fact that we have DeFi, all of us are just pioneers, innovators, pillars of DeFi right now, showing people what's going on. And the fact that you have a project that's a legacy, and people need to know that meme projects are way bigger than you really think. In fact, that's really what's really pumping the market and more, putting the money into Bitcoin, putting the money into Ethereum, putting the money in Binance. And the fact that you have a project that just, it's got everything, I mean, I'm just super excited to see what you guys got coming now, and what what the project's gonna be in the future, in the bull run coming, that's gonna change a lot of people's lives. This legacy projects like this will retire people. And the fact that we're gearing up to that, that's what's exciting. And I mean, man, to have you on the show, brother, trust me, man, I am humbled. And it just shows hard work, right? Persistence, being consistent, keep on grinding, don't stop. You get punched a couple of times and then you get back up, you get hit again and you get right back up, and you let the opponent know that you're here and you're not going anywhere. And that's what Squid Grow is all about, man. So I love it, man. Thank you for that explanation. That was out of control. Like, you really broke it down. Kid said he said it. You said it probably 1,000 times, but you didn't say it how you said it on the world famous K1d Walt show. So that was special, man. And I feel like, the way you just explained it was, different in any other way, man. So, I mean, trust me, man, kid. I mean, we talk about legacy projects, Mr. Kid Crypto, and I mean, how bigger of a project is this, man? That's really about to, you know, take DeFi by the storm coming in.
Honestly, the way I look at it, it's just very impressive, to launch, basically in the bear market, right? So it's an uphill battle for everybody. And, a lot of people, they get caught up in numbers and what have you, but this project would have easily punched into multi-billions, during the peak of the last bull run. And I believe it's going to be one of the huge winners, coming into this next run. And you can tell, I mean, I look at communities like first and foremost, and like, to see, and honestly, that right there is one of the most impressive parts. Very active community. My buddy Raptor actually put me on SVT Raptor or whatever. He put me on probably like fall, I want to say right after you guys had launched and stuff. And I've been, basically watching kind of in the background. I come through and roll through some of the VCs and stuff. But that's one of the things that I noticed, man, that makes them unique is like everybody's pushing. I mean, there's always badass. They just did like a contest where they had people from around the globe, and Shitoshi had, blessed, I think, like 16 people for, they're sharing the Squid Grow, logo worldwide. And, that's one of the things that really sticks out is the loyalty of the community. Not only a dev that basically knows what he wants and is doing it and actually, all about that action, but you also have a community that's behind them, that's supporting them, that's throwing them on their shoulders and carrying them to Valhalla, in my opinion. But yeah, man, it honestly just super stoked to have you on. I caught that comment about poker early. I'm a huge poker player. I started in full tilt back in the day. Who's your favorite poker player, Shibtoshi? Mine, obviously, Kid Crypto. Negrano is one of my favorites. So it's actually kind of a tip of the cap. My name, Kid Crypto, most people don't know. It's because I love Kid Poker, man. That's one of my dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I have quite a few players that I kind of admire, and some that I know personally. For the time being, I'll keep their names out of it publicly, just for fear of links or pictures surfacing. But there's definitely some real heavy hitters, and I've had the opportunity to sit at tables with a couple of these giants, and it was extremely humbling at that point in time. But definitely a lot of great guys out there. I'm talking about poker. I'm kind of more of a muscler. If you are familiar, that's kind of my style. Even if I'm not sitting on anything, I'll try to muscle my way into the pot. But that's kind of my particular style. I haven't been playing much lately, but I definitely loved Hold'em for a long time. I've not actually had a good game in quite a few years now, actually.
Nice.
That's badass. That's a huge passion of mine. I love fucking playing Hold'em. I lived in Vegas for a while, so I got really caught up in there. Played a bunch of tournaments and stuff. Yeah, man. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but when you were talking about finding out Bitcoin because of poker, I kind of share a similar story. I'm in my mid 30s, been playing poker probably 20 years solid, and that was actually the first time I ever heard about Bitcoin was through poker as well. So I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but hell yeah, man, we'll have to play a table one day, man. Just fuck around.
I'd be down for that. The community has organized some for fun games within the community. And it's been a great turnout. I've not personally attended one of them yet, but it's definitely on my to-do list. But there's, like I said, poker's a lot of fun. It's a good way to kill some time with your friends. You can't really, in my opinion, play poker for fun because that kind of takes away from it, takes away the risk, and definitely handicaps me with my style of playing. But I'd definitely be game for that.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
So with that, I wanted to give recognition to my CMO Dane. The world tour that you were referring to, that was a brainchild of Dane. And it was extremely massive turnout. Originally, there was we had announced there was going to be 3 winners, top 3, and first place I believe was a $2,000 prize. Second place was $1,000. Third was $500. But as the team started going through the entries, it was just so difficult to narrow it down. I decided to increase first to top 5, then the 10, then 15, and then we decided to go top 16. So, all the top 16 were winners. We definitely, I'd like to think that, we made some people's months, by increasing the amount of winners. So there was some entries from all over the world. So it was pretty cool to see, but just kind of wanted to throw the mic to Dane and, let him talk about that and kind of highlight the things that we have done over the past year that we've been in existence.
Hey guys. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
What's up, Dane?
What's up? What's up? Shout out to my favorite poker players too, since we're on the topic. Rest in peace, Doyle Brunson, godfather of poker, 10-2, the 10-2 king. I'm a big fan of watching Helmuth explode and Negranu, Shark People. I've always liked poker too. Unfortunately, I completely whiffed on the opportunity to get Bitcoin back in the day. I did hold some, but I never kept it. I did get into it in 2016 though, so not too bad.
Rookie.
Yeah, I feel like I'm late to the game, but 2016 was still pretty good. Allowed me to get some proper opportunity there. So going
Yeah,
into the
I mean, you would have picked that up around 4 to 600. So that's not too bad, but you definitely faded it. Pre 100.
I learned some painful lessons. Yeah, Missor, classic Missor.
Story of our life in crypto.
What a tough feature, man. He don't play around, bro. I love it. I love it. It's like you shoot the bot. That's what you get. You shoot the bot, they deep.
Yeah, so going over to the world tour, just fast forwarding to now, we had a pretty kick-ass turnout. We had, I'd say, somewhere around 250 entries submitted in a 2-week period. And basically what it was we asked people to take a picture of themselves with the logo out in the wild and their most favorite place, their most beautiful, cool place they could come up with. And we got people from around the world, quite literally, ranging from an underwater river in Indonesia from Ezra, who actually won the competition.
Shout out to the winner. Yeah.
Shout out to Ezra. Down to Cuba with Shirley. And she actually painted a picture of our logo on a beach. We had incredible entries, just people, going to historic monuments in the city of Baalbek, the Phoenician city, across the board, tops of the mountains. You wouldn't believe it. It really was illuminating to kind of see the diversity of crypto on full display, because we're always kind of trapped here in this matrix, behind our phones, behind our computers. But people got out there real quick, and I think that's one of the hallmarks of our industry is the diversity of it and the people behind it. When you really get to see some of their faces and where they're at, it brings it to life. So, yeah, it was very neat to see. And I think to Satoshi's point, we did only have 3 prizes at first, but he actually went ahead and added 16 prizes, and that was pretty cool because we had such a huge turnout. We felt that we needed to give back a bit more. So shout out to Shib for doing that.
Oh, actually, real quick, Dane, you just reminded me. We do currently have a competition running on the main Telegram page, or excuse me, the main Twitter page. We are giving away original Mike Miller pieces of art signed. They are art that he hand drew and that went on to be involved in Game of Thrones. And well, actually, I'm sorry, not Game of Thrones in that particular giveaway, but Injustice. So we're giving away unique pieces that from the Injustice comic book series that Mike Miller hand drew. I sat down, handpicked these with him, and had him sign them. So we're currently giving away 5 pieces. So if you feel like you're lucky, hop over to our main Twitter, and all you have to do is just go through the steps and do submit your entry, and you could quite possibly win one of these hand-drawn, signed pieces of artwork.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know who Mike S. Miller is, he's a veteran of the game. He is into NFTs, but he's also a longtime, well-known artist from Marvel, DC, and Game of Thrones. He's actually our in-house NFT artist with us fully on board for Squidgrow. So that's pretty cool. And that competition is closing fairly soon, right? I think it's July 4th, Jim?
July 4th, yeah. At the same time that we are concluding our 100% APRs with our staking pools.
Correct.
Ooh, fireworks coming. Boom, 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 baby.
That's right.
But yeah, man. But I love it, man. And shout out to Mike Miller, man. He's a humble dude. I'm not gonna lie. I actually got to speak to him in the beginning days when he was, coming around Telegram and, networking. I got to speak to him, and boom, this guy just shot off like to the next level. And then I saw him on your project, and I was like, damn, son, homeboy came up big. Like, so, and he already had a big resume, but I'm like, wow, I saw how, he actually got to meet you, and I saw the process. So it was just cool, to see people in DeFi and someone like him with his background making it, and just creating something, bigger. And that was DeFi. And let me tell you, DeFi has made my dreams come true, bro. So people don't understand how really truly how big DeFi is. It's not about always money. It's talking to people around the world, different races, communicating with so many different cultures, but people that are in the same mind frame. And I truly, these people in the modern world, sometimes I don't understand them. And then people in DeFi, they're like my true family and more, man. So just love everything you guys are doing in DeFi and more, man. So man, I'm excited to have you guys on, have a project, that you guys are, creating, that it's just so much bigger than itself. I mean, you guys, your community is so strong. You guys are like the secret agents of DeFi. That's how it looks like. Everyone's there. You guys know what's, what's going to happen. You guys execute the plan. And I can see this project, hitting billions in the future, man. And no stopping you guys, man. I truly love the project. Now Ethereum is going on, it's more bullish than ever, guys. And the fact that you guys is bridge, now you guys are creating NFTs. I love it, man. I love it. And just to ask you a question, Mr. Shibtoshi, what is your take on the market in 2025? What do you see happening in the 2025 bull run?
I mean, I definitely try to keep my predictions not so public, but I think 24, 25 is going to be pretty massive for the crypto. I think we're going to see a bull run that we've never seen before, just following the patterns of the Bitcoin chart, and where we are right now, and kind of just the sediment of the chart. I think, leading up to around the time of the halving, I definitely think things are going to start turning around in a massive way. In between, I think we'll see some fake out pumps, kind of some run ups and pullbacks. Um, I do have my own personal prediction on Bitcoin. Dane and I kind of disagree on this. People say the bottom's in. I'm not so sure. This could be a fake out that we've seen, like we've seen many times before. But I definitely think, when the market actually turns back around, it's going to be a life-changing event. A lot of people actually fade the fact that majority of your money that you're going to make in crypto, you're going to start accumulating those tokens right now in this market, not when, it turns green. You're going to be buying it at the discounts. And me personally, I look forward to this type of market every year, because this is where I do all of my accumulation. Obviously, for hype purposes, I might buy some more Bitcoin. Actually, when Bitcoin topped out, I bought the top of it, but it's okay because I know I'm only going to make money down the road. I've been dollar cost averaging on Bitcoin heavy recently, and this is where the wealth is made. You dig in, you find a project that you believe in, and you just dig into it. And all you got to do is have some patience.
1,000% maybe agree, man. And this is why I'm truly, right now I'm on my like fifth gear, about to go to sixth gear. And I'm nonstop about DeFi. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all day, wake up, Bitcoin is coming, Ethereum is gonna ride up. I'm letting people know you can literally change your financial status right now coming in. And everyone's like, Walter, how do I buy Bitcoin? I'm like, no, don't tell me this. So I go ahead and I try my best in people. And when I tell you guys we're so early, when I'm telling, my friends, my co-workers, they still do not know how to purchase Bitcoin, as convenient as it is. So I truly believe that we're gonna see a bull run that we've never seen before. I see trillions of dollars coming into this next bull run, 2025, and then 2020 30, we're going to be at these all-time highs that, right now I feel like we are in the 90s of, like the internet boom. And right now, this is what blockchain is doing, what we're creating, and what 3.0 is going for. And right now, these prices that we see in, maybe small altcoins are going to be like, wow, it was only 10 cents, but in 10 years, it could be $100. So I see the prices of when you saw Apple, or you saw Google, or you saw, Microsoft. Those are the prices that you're like, wow, it was there right in front of us, like 15, 10 years, yes. But we're gonna see just a massive amount of transfer of wealth coming in to Web 3.0, blockchain technology. You're already seeing the ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, already getting created by the big institutions. There's no stopping this, guys. It's like if they do not get on the train, then they will miss out, and your economy will suffer. Blockchain is literally going to change the world, and right now this is the time to innovate, motivate, pioneer, create great legacy projects like Squidgrow. So I mean, this is the best time right now. I think this is the last, like, great era where people are like, wow, I can't believe I faded it. But when they see this from 5, 7 years, they're gonna be like, but the writing was right on the wall. And then they'll probably be trying to find other projects or other technologies or something else in that aspect, but they'll never have been able to catch this train. So truly, what we're about to conspire to is going to revolutionize not only the economy, but technology, medical, the way we live in life will be determined by blockchain.
Yeah, big facts, dude. And Caesar, man, feel free to jump in too, brother.
Yeah, no,
What's up, Murray? Come in,
what's
baby.
going on, boys? No, I was just kind of listening here. I kind of agree. I was saying this actually yesterday in an AMA about what kind of like going off of what Walt was just talking about. And we're seeing more and more institutions and stuff more mainstream getting involved. And I do believe that, it's not like that's going to be the end or the last bull run, but in terms of like, retail versus institution, like this is kind of the last opportunity, I think, for those who are really into crypto to almost dig their heels in and get in almost from a grassroots level before more and more kind of institutional money comes in, because again, no everyday individual can kind of compete. And I'll go to the example of BlackRock and Pepe. And I think it was BlackRock stated and in one of their profit announcements recently that they made about 294 million off Pepe, right? And I don't know any individual who made that much money off of Pepe, so it's pretty crazy to think about it, right? So, like, again, just going off what you're saying, I do agree.
Especially with their liquidity ratio.
Yeah, exactly, right? You can't pull that out if you put in $27.
No, they must have just been selling along the way, slowly pulling profit, peeling it.
Yeah, big entry and just small
Yep.
pulls, 2% here, 3% there.
Yep.
Exactly. So yeah, no, just kind of going off of that, man. I do agree, and it's really cool. And my parents are much older. I know, Walt, you mentioned your parents are pretty, or at least your mom's pretty savvy or agrees with crypto. My parents didn't understand what I did for like over a year, right? So they're starting to now see the value and see the potential. But just like going off of that, like they're seeing it because the institutions are getting involved, not because I've been doing it or talking about it for 2 years and saying how valuable it could be. So again, everybody who's here is kind of lucky, and it's really cool to come across projects like this. And I do want to go to a little bit again, sorry to go back, but just going to Shib's like origin story. And this is why I respect him and the community there so much is, he mentioned it in the beginning, he came from a little bit of money and, he was into crypto because what its use case was fit the type of lifestyle he lived. And that's why he initially bought into Bitcoin in the first place. And it's really cool to see his growth. And for me, why I respect him is because, again, he made a lot of money on Shiba. I see the amount of shit.
Well, technically, I haven't made any money on Shiba, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's still in the portfolio.
Yeah, you got a good portfolio, I guess would be the best way to describe it. And I see the amount of shit that project owners and people in the space have to deal with. And that's why I say, I respect project owners and people do that like tenfold, because it's way more difficult to do than what I'll ever do, or like running a community is. And, he could have just stayed to the trading and kept living that lifestyle. But not only did he get involved and take the time to learn it from like a core level, from a solidity standpoint, but he spent like a year testing the market. And I agree, it was a great opportunity with the Squidgrow name, because we saw with that, again, you mentioned it perfectly, back in 2021. And that was my first week in the space, actually, when Squid Game, that big token rugged, and that famous YouTube video that goes around everywhere of that guy screaming and like pumping his fist like that, again, is one of my the funniest clips. But it just showed the audience and the amount of people from a retail level who would buy into a concept like that. And it was just a great identification from Chib in terms of the opportunity in the space. And again, he's active in the community on Twitter, maybe not on Telegram every day in the chat, although I do see him pretty often. Just building for the community, and the community knows that maybe if he's on Telegram for a day or two, they're probably going to see a pretty bullish announcement coming on our Twitter feed in the next week, right? So it's that connectivity that I see with him. And again, he mentioned that he was playing, he has good connections, he's played poker at high roller tables. So again, he was living a pretty enjoyable life. And for the shit that you have to deal with in the crypto space to run a project, that's why I just respect him as an individual. Just, have always said and had great things to say about the community. And again, they got guys like William Wallace and, a funny name coming up here, Penis Parker, running raids every day in the community. But they build off the energy and the fact that he always just shows up for the community. So I did just want to say that it was a great identification of an opportunity with the name and the community. But I don't think it would be where it is still if he wasn't there and people didn't believe in him. So I respect that, and that's kind of why you'll always hear me say positive things about the project.
Thank you for your kind words, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yo, Maurice just went off on a tangent, baby. Let's go, baby. Woo! My dog, hey Maurice, man, you are a true DeFi GOAT, man. And the way you know how to break things down and make everything just so informative and then make it fun and interesting and comedy, man. I mean, this man is truly, guys, a GOAT. If you guys don't know who Maurice is, you better know this man is a GOAT in DeFi. But man, I mean, Mr. Shibtoshi, your story is just amazing. Everything that you guys are doing and more. The fact that we're literally on our way to the Super Bull Run just shows a legacy project that you've created. Your community has everything together, and the fact your story, it's like you said, it fit your lifestyle, and and right now, Maurice was saying that right now we're at that age where where the retails and the institutions are fighting, and people like my mother. And shout out to my mama, baby. It's her birthday. She's 59 years old. That's my mama. Let's go. Without my mama, you got no Walter, baby. But the fact that people in that age group, 59, 75, are actually learning about crypto and Bitcoin and more, and learning how they eventually need to, maybe transfer this, these funds over to pass over to their generations. And my mom sees the big picture. My father's like, "How do you buy Bitcoin?" I'm like, "Dad, are you serious, bro? Mom's got like a couple Bitcoin. You don't even know how to buy it." But anyways, but the fact that she gets it and she's already talking about like, son, like how we gonna give this to your son and then him and passing out. So they're starting to understand how big blockchain is, how Bitcoin, Ethereum is going to change the world forever. A legacy project like you that's going to be taking off. There's no stopping you guys, man. I mean, truly, I mean, the Squidgrow community is the top notch community, nothing else like it. Been paying attention to you guys since you guys first started, and it's just taken on a life on its own. And the fact that you're doing something that is literally going to change DeFi forever, man, and be top secure, and your story behind the poker tables, and that's why I wanted to do the skit with the casino and everything. It just all comes together. The bigger plan that truly what DeFi is about to emerge, and that's convenience factor, that's security, that's utility, and the fact that you have something that is going to be part of that. I know someone like you, brother, with your success story, you're not gonna stop, man. And I'm truly just blessed to have you on the show and just have you speak about Squidgrow and more, man. So this has been a hell of a treat for me, baby.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I'd like to have my CMO come up and kind of discuss some of the things that we're currently working on, some of the things that we've done over this past year, if that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Lay it out, baby. Let's go. That's what I want to hear. Let's get to the juicy part, baby.
So I always try to summarize things too quickly. So Shib, feel free to step in and cut me off at any point. There's been a long road. I heard you call us a legacy project. I tend to think that we're still very new. We launched in a very difficult time, right? A lot of people that launched in that time haven't survived this long. So I guess you can call us legacy for that reason, the fact that we survived on VSC alone for a full year and actually thrived at many times. And still our community continues to grow day by day. But with that said, we did a lot of cool things in that time, not just list on exchanges, although we did list on 12 of them. We basically have had staking the entire time with pretty crazy APRs for both LP staking, farming, and native token staking, with APRs well above 100 at certain times for both of these protocols. So that was a big hallmark of us, is you can earn passive income for getting in early to.
Just in the last 6 months, we gave out $1.8 million. So this first 30 days after ETH went live, it's going to be about 700,000 ish. Or we've given out.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's pretty pretty crazy numbers. And the cool thing, having Satoshi on board and not having to rely on volume, it gives us a lot of flexibility to do things and to build the things that we want, more importantly. So I would say the most thing that people don't realize that we've done over the past year is the way that we've constructed the team at Squidgrow. So the talent that we have, ranging from the guy that manages our Telegram bots and actually creates them, all the way to our NFT artists that we'll get back into here in a moment. It's pretty insane, the people that we've brought on board, not just the influencers, but the guys behind the scenes working hard, our mods, our community members on the voice chats. It's pretty amazing. And I always consider them to be part of the smart money who stayed in crypto through the darkest times. A lot of the guys who got lucky in 2021 or got wrecked in 2021 have come and gone. So, the dumb money, as people like to call it, they've been sleeping. But yet we've still continued to build a community when others were more so just reeling to try to stay alive. We've grown during that time. So our team has come from the dark, so to speak, and we haven't really got a chance to see the light yet, like you guys were getting into before. So that's my big highlight, is the fact that we've put together such an all-star team for this time. But not just staking, we've done a lot of other cool things. And the thing that I'm most looking forward to, we'll just jump right into it, is going to be our NFT marketplace with Mike S. Miller, and that's going to be a fully functional NFT marketplace that we're going to have competing with OpenSea and Blur. We're trying to become a big name in that space and stand alone on our own 2 feet. See, a lot of times, so-called meme projects will launch a utility hoping to get a organic base for that utility and to have it become a staple. I think where they go wrong is they directly associate their utility with their project name, and that turns a lot of blue chip people off. So what will distinguish our marketplace from those is that it's going to be its own standalone marketplace, fully featured, that's going to be kind of separate from Squidgrow with its own branding. And I think that's going to make it a lot more attractive to people that don't necessarily want to dabble in DeFi or the meme space for whatever reason. So that's going to be, I think, a very powerful entity that allows us to get a lot more investors into DeFi, specifically from the NFT umbrella. And if you've ever ventured into Twitter spaces where there's been NFT people talking and you're not an NFT guy like myself, you might have felt kind of lost. It's a different world, right? Whole different world. So I think a lot of DeFi projects fail to tap into that, and we're going to be going hard to bring them over to the coins, to the token space, to the DeFi side of things. And I think you're going to see an immersion from their space into ours when we really run with that. And then you've got Mike S. Miller spearheading our own NFT project, and really isn't many NFT artists like him. He's a one of a kind. So that's really exciting. We do have our own swap. I do have to mention that SGS, it's our own in-house swap. We've audited very, very heavily. As Satoshi mentioned, we have 6 or 7 of those right now. I think
Seven.
So we only list projects on SGS that we really trust fully and have vetted. So unlike other swaps where you can kind of import a contract to get listed on SGS, we have to hand select you. So that's going to be one of our hallmarks going forward, just building that a little bit. But beyond that, we've also got our flagship utility in the works called SGX. And SGX, again, another standalone utility, will be a decentralized perpetuals futures exchange. And in this decentralized futures exchange, you guys may have seen them. Bybit has their own now. There was one called GMX a while ago. You got Apex from Bybit, right? These things are starting to grow, but if you look at them honestly, they still feel kind of bare bones when you compare them to the fully featured suites of trading on things like KuCoin and Binance and Bybit themselves. So we're trying to bring the centralized exchange feel and functionality into the DeFi sector so that people feel at home when they trade on these decentralized exchanges. And I think this is going to be a massive one for us, because when you look at the numbers, they're kind of freaky. And there's a lot of volume that comes through these major exchanges. If we can just get a fraction of that coming to Squidgrow and through SGX, a lot of that volume, 25% of it, to be specific, is going to go directly back into our chart as buybacks, as liquidity boosts, to refuel the staking pools. So there's going to be a lot of that goes right back into us. And these decentralized exchange platforms are becoming extremely important. You may have just seen last week, KuCoin just started to require KYC. I consider that kind of the end of an era. If you're in the US like me, KuCoin was one of the only major exchanges you could go to and trade on from a non-KYC perspective. So, they're starting to crack down these exchanges. Bybit did it a few months ago. it's getting harder and harder to trade without having to give your ID away. And if you're in a country that doesn't allow that, you're having to find loopholes. So building infrastructure in the DeFi space right now that allows you to do what we love to do, which is trade, is crucial. And we're positioning ourselves to be at the front line of that with SGX. So we're really going to run hard with that one. And I think we can't stress that enough, how excited we are to bring that to the space in a big, big way. It's something we've been planning now for basically the entire year. And one more thing I'd add is in this year, we've gone through a lot of developers. Developers in crypto, oh, wow, I could go on a big tangent on this one, but let me just say there's a lot of pretenders out there. There's a lot of people that are pretending to be something that they're not, positioning themselves to potentially scam a project. I've seen personally a lot of great projects pop up and emerge with huge passion and ideas, only to get rugged or screwed over by the developer. This has been something that we've always strived to not have happen to us. But in the process of finding the all-star list of developers we have now, spearheaded by our very own Calamari, who is a top-notch developer that we have working full-time with us, and his team, we've gone through some bad eggs. We've gone through some guys who told us one thing and didn't do it. And that's kind of the unfortunately the ugly side of DeFi, is that you do get those pretenders and those script kiddies and those forks. But we've got people now.
Just pay me 50% of this up front, and I'll get it to you in a couple months. And then they tuck tail and run, leaving the project with a major loss. It's been lots of that, but we shake it off and move on, and
Yes.
we definitely vet our devs, put them on trial for 30 days, and if they deliver in a timely manner, we explore a contract.
There's not a lot of good devs out there. I think that they pretend to be, but I've said it before. It's like if you did good at coding in C++ and Java back in college, it doesn't make you a crypto dev. If you did good at doing front-end GUI work, it doesn't make you a contracts dev, right? There's so many different facets to development that have to all come together, and not only come together, but they have to come together in an updated, up-to-speed manner. And with the way this industry moves, it's really like nothing else. You've got to be staying involved week to week. I mean, just an example from a few days ago, Wallet Connect upgraded to version 2, which completely shook the whole Web3 space sector, because a lot of people weren't able to connect to old school dApps that didn't have that upgrade implemented into it. So a lot of devs that aren't really devs are still trying to figure that one out. Our guy figured it out in less than 48 hours. So these types of things are always out there. The space is evolving extremely quickly, and if you don't have the right development team with you, you can get left in the dust, and it's just empty promises. And investors right now in crypto, they're smart. They know when someone's selling them lies, and they know when someone is actually going to follow through on their promises. And one of the hallmarks of Squidgrow is that we've been around now for a year, and we've delivered on the things that we say we're going to deliver. One after another, we continue to do these little things and build that trust up slowly but surely. It's no secret that there's a lot of people in the space that don't believe the Shibtoshi story, that think, hey, why would a billionaire do this? And I understand that. It sounds too good to be true. There's a lot of things out there that people promise. But, man, if you've paid attention to Squidgrow, you've seen a work ethic from Shibtoshi, from the team, that's pretty much unmatched anywhere else right now in DeFi. Even the biggest and best meme coins that we all know from 2021, I'm not going to name them, but if you've watched them over the last year, they've kind of just pumped the brakes and have been on cruise control. Quite the opposite of what we've been doing. And it goes back to not just Shibtoshi being who he is from a financial perspective, but from his work ethic and his attention to detail, being accessible, being transparent, auditing everything. You can hit him up in DMs any time of the day, staying up till 7 a.m. to work on Squidgrow and put it first before I head everything. You wouldn't believe the offers this guy gets. It's like, hey, man, invest in my private startup. Hey, man, this is a really good idea. I think you'd love it. Yet, always, Squidgrow is at first place above these things. So, a lot of people, I think, don't get that. But Shibtoshi's a guy that is out to prove it rather than say it. We do like to get in these AMAs and spell out what we're doing, but there's a lot of things that we don't say because we don't want to telegraph all our moves, right, Shib?
Agree 100%. I've always said that, talk is cheap. My actions will speak louder than anything that I can utter.
Let's go, baby.
I'll show with actions, my intentions and my work ethic.
Oh,
So
oh yeah, you guys got me pumped up over here, man. And honestly, man, Mr. Satoshi, you are our DeFi Satoshi that we can actually speak to. That's how I look at it, and that's why I wanted to, make this, the script of the movie skit, so just, to show that you were in the casino, you were part of that. In my eyes, it's like Satoshi brought you in. And he's like, Mr. Satoshi, it is time for you, and you're like, okay, I'm ready. So it's like I know that that's how I look at it, bro, and I want to have fun with it, bro. I truly love what I do in DeFi, man, and I know you're gonna take this project to the next level, bro. I'm bullish as a mother. I'm buying my mom a nice bag for her birthday. Actually, I'm gonna tell her mom, you know what, for giving me all that right now. This is the perfect time to buy in right before the bull run. So I'm buying my mom a bag of Squidgrow, and I'm gonna send it to her trust wallet. She's gonna, get it. And the fact now you guys are in ETH and I got some ETH now, and I want to get a bag for her. And yeah, man, I just love, this project, the story, the conviction in your community, man. I believe in you, man, and more. Your team is outstanding. I see like, they just those are your soldiers and more for DeFi, and those people are greater than what they think. They are building contagious energy, and I know they want more for DeFi, and they're gonna help more and more. So I think something that you have a project that has everything coming into the bull run, man. I'm telling you, man. We know you need to stack up on Squid Girl before it's too late, man. So just love everything I'm hearing, man, so far, man. Kid, what are you thinking so far, baby?
Bro, one thing I forgot to bring up that I was curious about. I saw Brian Evans had joined on as an advisor, and I just wanted to find out more about that because I love Brian Evans and what he's been doing lately. And I heard that he's advising now with you guys, and I was like, holy shit, dude! And of course, Windy O as well, and Daniel Moncada that you guys have on board. I mean, you guys are just bringing the fucking names, bro.
yeah, so I met Brian through a roundtable space from the Mario and the Fall show, and obviously very educated guy in a lot of different aspects. And we got to talking, and it was through Brian Evans that he actually introduced me to the directors of the TV show, The Next Crypto Gym, and we were able to facilitate a partnership agreement for their TV show. So we're sponsoring, not completely sponsoring, but we are sponsoring the show, the Next Crypto Gym, that's due to come out, I believe, late July. And with that, what we get is obviously it's a world. It's going to be just, the TV show is going to be viewable across the world. 300 million plus homes just in the US. And we've got our logo behind the judges. So anytime the judges are on TV, there's Squidgrow. We're going to have our QR code and logo burned into the screen. So anybody that wants to learn more about us, they can scan our QR code, take them right to the website. Everything's there for them to read up on. In addition to that, there's 7 episodes on the first season. We're running 30-second advertisements on every single episode, and also hand in hand with the judges talking about it. So, Brian's an awesome dude. I had the pleasure to meet him. We sat down and we talked Squidgrow, talked live, talked crypto. A very humble guy, very busy guy. But yeah, he's an advisor with us. We brought him on. He's brought a lot of amazing things to the table so far, all of which have not come to light yet. But definitely, there's moves being done in the background. So I mean, very excited about everything that Brian brings to the table. I mean, it's because of him that we're co-sponsoring the Next Crypto Gem TV show, which is essentially like Shark Tank type of show, meets crypto. So I mean, it's going to be a very unique thing, and I think it's Squidgrow is going to be gaining worldwide attention just based on the show. And it might be one of those things like the actual Shark Tank show when it first came out, it didn't really start catching on, but our our advertisements are burnt into the episodes. So it doesn't matter if it's when it debuts or months down the road or years down the road, our advertisements are always going to be there, just in your face. So I'm very excited about it. It's actually one of the largest single contracts that I've ever signed for my project. Um, so I'm definitely very excited about it. And if I didn't think there was a great upside to my community, I wouldn't have done it, obviously. So definitely very excited about that.
Yo,
Woo! Damn, you
that's
got me
huge.
fired up. You got me fired up, baby. Let me get a segment right now. I want to be on it, baby. Let me
Yeah,
see.
that's
Hey,
right.
man, I love. I'm ready. I'm ready to go, baby. Hold me a slot. But yeah, man. Damn. I mean, honestly, man, what you're about to, create more and more for the community. It just shows what DeFi is all about. That there's just so much something bigger than just a market cap or just people investing and making money. There's something bigger. You're creating an ecosystem, creating a world that you guys want to be set fit for DeFi, and the fact that you guys are have everything all together, man, oh man. People can, I mean, people say they faded at 300K. You don't want to say that you faded at 11 or 12 million market cap. Honestly, man, so you guys are $1 billion plus project in my eyes. Non-financial advice to everybody, but what you guys are creating, you guys truly are building an empire in DeFi.
You're not wrong in my personal opinion. Everything that we do, we keep the community in mind. We are a tax token. We have a 4% buy, a 10% sell. Some might say, our taxes are high, but the project's not keeping any of those tax funds. All of the tax that's generated through the buy, sell, transfer goes to our liquidity to stiffen our liquidity to market cap ratio, because a lot of people just focus on market caps. They don't understand the inner workings of the liquidity to market cap ratio. I want my community to be able to pull their profits and not have any issues getting their money out. I don't want anybody to find themselves in a situation that I found myself in with SHIB. I got $5.7 billion plus, and if I wanted to pull profit, I mean, obviously I could have, but I couldn't have exited my whole position without destroying the project and then shortchanging myself in a great way. So emphasis is on obviously liquidity and community. Everything that we're doing it with them in mind. Just like our NFT collection with Mike Miller, similar to my PFP on Twitter, which is an example of one of Mike Miller's pieces of NFT artwork that he's done with us. We have an ultra rare collection. So Mike Miller's collection is 10,000. Our ultra rares are 100, and within that 100 NFTs, I purchased about $300,000 in blue chip NFTs, such as Mutant Apes, Doodles, Kennel Clubs, Metaverse Land, to give away. We've incorporated those in our NFTs. So if you mint one of our ultra rares, you get ownership of the blue chip and our NFT, and you can split them up if you want. You can keep them. You're free to do with whatever you want at that point. So that's just kind of one of the unique things that we're doing in the space. We're just trying to assess the market the way it is, and how can we better cater to our community. How can we give them something more to talk about, thinking outside of the box. I've never seen NFT collection give away blue chip NFTs. I mean, we didn't incorporate a massive dollar amount in each NFT. I think the highest dollar NFT that I purchased was about 27K. It was one of the Mutant Apes, but it's definitely coincides with our line of thinking. Just trying to think outside the box. And actually, that was one of Brian's favorite things in regards to our NFTs, and Wendy as well. What we're doing with our ultra rare NFTs. It's definitely a little unique in this space.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy, man. Fuck yeah, I look forward to them. I'm definitely gonna scoop up some of those NFTs. But dude, like I've been looking forward to this crypto show that Brian, I think it's like George from Cryptos R Us and all that. I don't mean to back up or whatever, but I don't think people realize how big this is. I've been following that really closely the past couple months. I've been watching a couple YouTubes and stuff on the progression of the show. This thing's going to be huge, man. And to have you guys blasted on that, and like you said, forever. Like I think this is going to be a huge success, especially in the crypto sphere, especially going into the next bull market. So, well done, man. I honestly got to give you your flowers on that, because I think that right there is fucking absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, people are going to be hearing about you guys left and right, like you said, all the commercials and the partnership and sponsorship of the show. Dude, it's going to be a good one, and you guys definitely, if you haven't looked into that show, definitely look into it, because I've been kind of watching closely. I can't remember the name right now offhand, but make sure to subscribe to the George or Layla or Brian, to get that info and stuff. But it's going to be an amazing show, and yeah, man, well done on that. And in regards to the NFTs, when NFT, man, like how close do you guys think you're out?
I'll pass this to Dane. Dane, just be cautious of timelines.
Yeah,
When NFT, you got me going on the floor right now, kid. Why you had to do it? When NFT?
Yeah, the dates is something that we're always careful with. As Shib said, we don't really do when. We move and do things to make them when they hit the market as perfect as possible. We can never be perfect, but we strive for it. So with that said, though, it is the next thing up on our menu as far as major utility, starting with our NFT marketplace. And that's been in the works now for a while. So I think we're definitely on the tail end of it launching. And the NFTs with Mike Miller will follow shortly after that to debut on our NFT marketplace. It's going to be a big one, guys. Like the thing with NFT marketplace is if you don't hear about a lot of them, really most people can probably name three or less, and that's about it. And if you really ask yourself why that is, it's because they're used. People use them, right? So how do you become something that people use? And it's real simple. You build the trust, you make sure it's secure, and then from there you list a hyper successful project, one or more, on that platform. So that's all you really have to do. It's just that a lot of people miss that bus because they tie their own marketplace into their own theme. Again, this is going to be its own standalone utility, so we're very excited about that. We're already in talks with several different partners to come onto that NFT exchange as well, or NFT platform, marketplace, right? So not only will we have Mike S. Miller on there, but we're also going to be looking to host a lot of big projects on there. And when we say big, we mean big. So that's really neat. And I will say, in regard, just throwing it back to the influencers we mentioned, you don't always see an immediate effect from influencers. People like Brian Evans, they work in the shadows, they work behind the scenes, in private chat rooms on Telegram and Discord and private phone calls, and they're really connecting the dots. And a lot of that has not come into fruition. We've got guys across the board that are like that. Like you said, Daniel Moncada, we even had Slum Doge Millionaire tweet us out a couple times and invest in us. People are starting to notice, and when those types of caliber of people notice, a lot of doors open. Satoshi's story has grown now to a level to where he gets those types of things just hitting him up on kind of a daily basis. And so, we kind of have the space as our canvas, so to speak, and we can take it whichever way we want. So if the NFTs don't get you excited, or if the SGX don't get you excited, and that's kind of not your thing, and you don't really connect the dots with those, just understand that from a marketing perspective, we've got a lot of tricks up our sleeve, and we haven't really hit our stride yet, so to speak, with that. We understand that timing is everything. So we've got a storm planned for when things really do pick up with the bull market. And when it comes to releasing our major moves, like everybody's always wondering when Binance and when those exchanges are going to come, all of those things are in the works, and all of those things, we have chats for each one of them. And we are very wary of timing with those things. And I'm not going to pick on anyone, but I've seen projects list on those types of exchanges in this market. And if they had listed on those exchanges in 2021, it would have sent them most likely to the tens of billions like Shiba did. But yet they chose to do it recently, and they've gotten very little price action from it. So when it comes to dropping our major moves, those are in the pipeline. We've got them ready, and we're going to launch them together to create momentum when the time is right. So that's what gets me excited, is knowing that we've got so many more great things to deliver, that the partnerships and the connections that we're making, you'll start to see those really come into action. And another life of ours, so to speak, another dot you can connect is, Satoshi in the beginning of this told the story about Squid Game, and Although it was a scam, the first project that launched with that name, was pretty brutal. It did go into the billions, and it did so with nothing, absolutely nothing. And that's kind of a testament to the reach and the power of that TV show, Squid Game. It was a phenomenon like nothing else in that media industry. There's no TV show that's even come close. Not Game of Thrones, nothing. It's on its own. It's like the Wayne Gretzky of TV. And not only was it that big, but it was that big without any marketing, right? They just dropped it on Netflix and it became that way. So with Squid Game 2, they're actually marketing it. They've got an all-star cast now coming to their show. Very excited just to watch it as a fan. And, at Squidgrow, most of our community are fans of Squid Game. We have our own brand. We stand on our own 2 feet. We don't infringe on any copyrights or anything like that. We're very careful not to do that. But we are working on several ways to ensure that when that hype does return into the DeFi space from Squid Game, that Squidgrow is positioned to take advantage of that fully. And that's a big one, because just from that alone, that could send a project into the billions, as we saw. So not only do we have those things that we've discussed previously here to look forward to, and many more, but we've also got that. So there's a lot of dots you can connect to think, hey, this project really can explode at any moment. It's just what's going to get it there. Is it the NFTs? Is it the SGX? Is it the marketing? Is it the exchanges? Is it the timing of all those things? Is it the show? There's a lot. And so, I get excited too talking about it. But yeah, just going back to the NFTs, guys, we're not far off on that. That's pretty much front and center right now for us. And we do believe that the NFT season is going to come back with a vengeance. So we want to make sure we're positioned to take advantage of that as it does.
No, absolutely, man. And yeah, you hit the nail
Whoa,
on the head,
he's
man.
got me going. Whoa, kid. Let me step in. This man he just went on an extreme tangent. You got me fired up. You just brought up everything I wanted to talk about, and I want to see we're going to talk about Squid Games coming in. But let me tell you guys, I'm letting you guys know, I'm calling it right now. The world famous K1d Walt show. This is going to hit 1 billion plus market cap. Non-financial advice, guys. The fact that you guys have everything all together and the way you brought it down right now, explaining, what just happened. Squid, the show just came out of nowhere, boom, and just came out, no marketing, and it just took off. And then bam, you saw projects leading up to it, and bam, then we saw the crap that they did in rug pool, and then Squid Girl comes out of nowhere, and you just and your story, you are a billionaire. Well, of course, this project's gonna go to billions. I mean, come on, someone that is successful, seen the story, has a community, wants everything to happen all together. Of course, it's gonna hit billions, bro. I really know the mindset to take you where you got there is, at what you think at night or what you think during the day when you're meditating, when you're dreaming. You just stream success into, just the world, and you want to create, others, just like you. So, man, I'm just letting everyone know this is an empire. This is great. Squid Games season 2 is coming out. Let's go, baby. Woo! Sorry. I had to go on a tangent. Dane, man, you went nuts, man, and I had to go, man. Let's go, baby.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And if Maurice, you want to add onto that, or if you have any questions or anything too, feel free, brother.
I did just want to jump back because I know Dane kind of through his last time on the mic went through some of the milestones and things they accomplished. I just wanted to touch on the ILO that the team had when they made the jump from BSC to ETH, and some of the traction, the names that were shouting it out just organically. And I'll go back to you, kid. I think the name you were looking for was the next crypto gem too for that show with the Crypto R Us and some of those other guys. And then I think Wendy also has hers that she's a part of, which is Killer Whales. So be interested to see kind of, again, through that association, what mainstream avenues Squidgrow can hit. But yeah, no, I did want to just touch on the ILO because it was quite successful. And again, it just proves that not only again, it's difficult going 2 chains, and I just wanted to say that it's not just their previous community or their BSC investors that were buying the ILO. They did get a lot of newer holders in on the east side, so that's great.
Yeah, we're approaching around 20,000 total holders at this point between both chains, BSC and Ethereum. So we are growing. But I would agree with you. Our ILO for Ethereum, which stands for Initial Liquidity Offering, we did okay on it. We raised 540 Ethereum, which is a little over $1 million. We did that in about 26 hours. So definitely impressed. We set out to raise matching liquidity on our chains. And yes, if you're wondering, all of that liquidity that was raised went to liquidity. The project didn't keep any of it. All of it was on chain. You can probably go through our Twitter and view the transaction hashes. But it was definitely a showing for sure. I'm definitely very humbled with the community support and all the new investors coming into it and everybody just talking about us. We set out with a goal and we achieved that goal. And, that's nothing to shy against. I'm very, very happy with how everything turned out with that. Dane, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, these things are never easy when it comes to planning a new chain launch. You're moving a lot of funds around. You're doing it in kind of a bearish scenario here with the macro. At least we were. I think Bitcoin was sitting around 26K and sort of consolidating in the week we chose to bring that on. But yet we still managed to raise $1 million in 24 hours. And we did that at a higher starting market cap. So it wasn't just a fresh pre-sale where people were buying like a tiny market cap project. They were buying into us at somewhere around 23 million market cap, and we raised $1 million of tokens at that point. Again, all of that into liquidity, which is pretty epic. None of that went to funding the project or into developers' hands or anything like that. That's all back in holders' hands. Liquidity is key, guys, because that allows people to sell. So we always put that front and center. That's, I think, what separated us from these other meme tokens that have come and gone. Yes, we're a meme token. We have that aspect to us, but we also care about our investors, and we have staying power because of that. We're not just there for a quick pump.
Utility meme token. Okay. All right. Utility meme first, token.
Yes. That's the key. That's the thing. We're going to put that in front and center. There's been not many projects that have done that. A lot of people, they come into the space as a utility project and it's boring. Nobody buys it. And so they kind of just fall to the wayside. And then same thing with meme tokens. A lot of these meme tokens come in with incredible hype and they have screaming face melting pumps. But as they do so, the liquidity ratio just gets warped. And from that point on, it's just a dump fest. And it's sad.
We're gonna have the best of both worlds.
Best of both, baby. That's what separates Squidgrow. That, the team, the community, the things we're talking about, and taking our utility very seriously. It's not an add-on to our meme. Our utility is the front and center focus for our project. The meme is an add-on to our utility. That's the difference, I think, if you were to summarize it in a sentence.
No, that's amazing, man. When I look at Squidgrow, I look at it as something that can appeal to many different. If you looked at it like an ice cream shop, crypto or whatever, you guys encompass all the different flavors, whether it's, the DeFi protocol side, with staking and bridging, or if you like NFTs and you're into art, you guys definitely, as far as community, always keep it live as far as like the social aspect of it. So you guys are like touching many, many different, pivot points of crypto. And I think that's why you guys are successful is, you're attractive for many different reasons to many different people. And I definitely can appreciate how you guys are built. And, you guys definitely are doing the business, man. So definitely a proud holder. Full disclosure, I've been holding the bag for quite some time now. I'm holding it, this is one of my legendary bags that, I see what, the writing is on the wall. But yeah, man, hats off to you guys. I know it's hard work. And, the amount of work and time that, you, the community, the rest of the team and stuff put together, it's nothing short of amazing, man. You guys deserve all the success that you guys have worked for. So yeah, man, really, really appreciate you coming through this Sunday and breaking it down, man. It's been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, man. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for your ongoing support, man. It's been a pleasure. This is a nice turnout. I love the energy here. It took me a little bit to get my bearings. I just rolled out of bed, but here we are, and we're kind of just going with the flow. So had a couple cups of coffee, some dip, and I'm off to the races, ready to go.
Let's go, baby. That's what I wanted, brother. And I just hope you're having fun, man, on our show, man. I really wanted, me and Kid been, inspiring this for years, and our us, being part of, the first beginnings of, the meme culture, as you want to say, founders of Elon Gate. We really wanted to, really take, grasp of DeFi, and create, a show that was just something different, something organic, something that will, make the whole world, understand how big DeFi is, and it can be everything: fun, entertaining, informative, and having an amazing legacy project. Your story, bro, is, I mean, there's nothing else like it, brother. I mean, the fact that I'm speaking to you right now, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been excited for the last 24 hours. I haven't been able to eat nothing. I'm like, my adrenaline is rushing through the roof. I mean, I'll be lying to you. I mean, I love what I do, man, honestly, and what you're doing, and what your project is about, and how Dane is speaking, man, it just makes me, more excited in DeFi and what I'm doing. I live and breathe this, guys. Like, I don't stop. This is pure, genuine energy, love. I mean, I don't stop. That's all I think about. DeFi, and of course my family and my love. But I mean, this is all So what you guys are doing, the empire that you're building, I'm with it. I love it. Just full disclosure as well, of course, man, I'm dollar cost averaging like hard body on this project. This project is gonna take off. Your story. I mean, like I told you, you are like, an actual approachable Satoshi in this DeFi world. And the fact that, you're gonna make this happen no matter what. This project is, not only is it in the infancy, but it's just about to build an empire for the whole world of DeFi, man. So I mean, when I tell you, man, I'm just excited more than ever, man. This is truly a blessing to have you guys come on, and I hope you love the skit. I hope you love, the energy, the show, and I want to let you know, man, we're just gonna keep on, telling people about Squidgrow, having you guys, come by, recap, and more, man. Because I mean, just having you is a true honor. Your whole team, your whole community is outstanding. They are the true testament of, building a DeFi community and taking projects to the next freaking level. So let's freaking grow.
Epic, man. Love the energy. Let's grow.
Yeah. Hey, real quickly, just to backpack on what you said there about Shibtoshi and how crazy his story is. I like to go back to one of my favorite influencers on Instagram, Thomas Kraslow, who's another billionaire, and he says there's a lot of millionaires out there, and more power to them. Most people, when they become a millionaire, they quit. They've reached their goals. They can start a family. They can live life the way they want. That's awesome. Billionaires, though, are a much rarer breed. And to put it into perspective, what he does is he talks about a little math. So if you were to count to 1 million, right, it would take you roughly 11 years, counting one by one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4. It would take you roughly 11 years, or 11 days, rather. Sorry, 11 days to count to 1 million. So 11 days to count to 1 million. That's pretty crazy. If you're sitting there counting, it's going to take you that long. Now, to count to a billion, right, it's going to take you 32 years. Right? 32 years, guys, to count to a billion. It's a whole different level, right? People don't realize that. I mean, most people can't comprehend the 7 figures or the 8 figures. We're talking about, how many is it, Shib? 10?
10 figures.
9? Yeah. 10 figures. Like, my brain can't even comprehend that, man. It had to be an incredible feeling. And just to put it in further perspective, this crypto market, right? At one point, Bitcoin was over $1 trillion market cap. I think it'll get back to that relatively easily again, if it's not already. I've been sleeping on the market cap, but it's $1 trillion, guys. If you're going to count to $1 trillion, it would take you 31,000 years. That's how much money is floating around in this space. It is insane what we have at our fingertips in this space with crypto and what's on the agenda for 2024 and 2025, like we talked about. Shibtoshi is a big player, and you don't hear from these guys often in the DeFi sector. So it is a very unique thing to have someone of his caliber coming in. People like to compare him to other influencers like on the Mario and the Fall show, and the guys that come on there that act like they're veterans and whales. And we, like, for fun, we like to look up their net worth and kind of see what they're worth. You see some multimillionaires on there, but it's very rare you get billionaires on there, and it's very rare you get to talk to one in real time and also find one that's so down to earth, cool, and into crypto the way we all are. And not only that, spearheading a project that's at the forefront of this industry. So it's going to be fun and exciting to watch this evolve. But the lore of Satoshi is growing very rapidly, as it should, because it's such a phenomenon, and it's a crazy amount of money in this space, guys. I hope those numbers kind of puts it in perspective for you. 11 days for $1 million, 32 years for $1 billion, 31,000 years for $1 trillion, if you were to count one by one. Just really think about that for a moment, and just try to comprehend, if you can, how much money that is floating around in the space. Incredible.
Bro, I told you I was hungover. I didn't want to have to do math on here. What are you doing to me?
What was your poison?
I got. I like to in the summer. I like to drink sour beers. Like I'm a big craft beer guy. My buddy turned me on to sours when we were at a cottage a few years ago. I just like have a couple of them. And I switched to like something lighter, and then I had a few like rum and cokes just to close out. I have like a nice reserve bottle from Mount Gay. That's pretty solid for rum. So like that's what I finished it off. It was the mixing, I think, that got me. If I just stick to one, I'm good.
Yeah.
Bro, I just heard like 5-7 drinks, brother. You must be feeling nice, brother. But yeah, I love it,
I
guys.
normally don't drink either, so like that's a rough go for me.
Nice, bro. But we tend to have that effect. You're just having a good old time on our show, guys. But right now, man, I'm honestly, guys. I mean, this project is like no other. The storyline, and Dane really hit it. Hit it on the nail. That the fact that we have somebody that wants to create a project like this that doesn't need to could just fade into the sunset. Go hiking. I don't know. Be a photographer. I don't know what you want to do.
Been there, done that, man. It gets boring.
Anything you want to do, like
It
probably
gets
like go
boring.
into space, go to a black hole, go to another universe, and come back and be like, guys, it's not as what you cut out to be. Don't worry about the future. I love it right now, but I mean, the fact you have a project like this and what you're doing, bro, hats off to you, bro. A lot of freaking respect, brother. The fact that you're gonna, create something that is going to revolutionize the world of DeFi, man. So I mean, I see it. I see the vision, and it's just a mentor. One day to, if I do have any type of sums of, wealth like that, that I, create to build and help the world and create something bigger. And what you're doing, bro, is an exact example of it, man. So just, top hats to you, bro, and what you're doing. I mean, I love the project. I'm bullish on, the name. I'm going nuts that season 2 is about to start and you guys are on the show. Your market cap is at the perfect price to just go up from here, and we're on the way to the bull run that's gonna change everyone's lives. But I know your community is like so strong, the conviction is there, and they are literally going to be changing the people's lives around them with this project. And I'm letting I'm involved. I'm in, baby. I got my legacy freaking bag. More mama's gonna get a bag, dad's gonna get a bag. You don't even know what, even like how to even buy Bitcoin yet, but my mama explained to him. But just the fact that you have a project that's gonna build an empire, something that's gonna be a top secure meme utility token in the next bull run. And your story, bro, everyone knows you. You've been around. I've seen you in so many spaces. I've heard your story, and the fact that you truly are on our show today is just a blessing. And it just shows what hard work and consistency does. And you're a true advocate of it, man. So I'm just excited for your project, what you have instilled, and more, man. And you guys are about to take people to the next bull run. This project could be the one that just sets the next tone for the meme bull run. So I mean, I'm paying attention to it more than ever. Love your community, love everything you're doing, brother. This project will succeed.
Thank you for your kind words, man. I mean, this is a nice platform to be on. Twitter, crypto Twitter, and this is one of the better AMAs that I've had in a while. Very unique, very energetic. So definitely happy to be here.
Oh yeah, baby. This is what I'm talking about. Love to hear that, man. That means the world to me, man, and more, man. It just shows, just everything what we do. And me and Kid are, just going hard. I mean, literally, I was up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning working on that skit, man. So I'll send it to you guys so you
Yeah,
guys can
please.
have it, man.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
send it to
Yeah,
me.
brother. I know you're gonna be listening to it. I want you to listen to it right in the morning, right before you do that jog, baby. Have fun, low it. Shout out to the Bognoff, twins. We had that was them in the beginning. Letting you know that to get in the chopper, Mr. Shitoshi. So just pump it. And then there was a pump, instant pump. So just wanted to tell you like a little bit about it, the why, and one day we'll break it down more, man. But just building this relationship with you guys and more right before the super cycle bull run that's coming, man. Honestly, bro, this is a privilege, man. But yeah, man, Dane, is there anything you want to let us know before, is there any news or is any something you want to leave us with?
Ooh, I don't know. What do you think, Shib? Do we got anything for him today?
I mean, we've got. I mean, it's not really typical of us. We got that one thing that I just did, that contract. If you feel that we should get into it and just leave out the name.
The
Yeah.
contract.
Hang
Oh,
on. I'll shoot you a message real quick.
check my DMs. We did have someone in the audience that maybe wanted to come up and say a few words while you did that. His name is Arn. If you see him requested to speak, feel free to throw him up. He's one of our really active community members that always crushes the VCs. Arn, if you want to come up, feel free.
Is that Arn?
Yeah, Arn Anderson. If he's
Oh yeah. What's going on, Arn?
Invite.
Should be DM'd me. Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah. I mean, there's that. I mean, if we want to talk about that, or we can just do our typical surprise.
Which one? Name it real quick for me in the DM. I'm thinking like there's like 4 of them.
Ooh, you guys got me all giddy. They got me all giddy right now. Like, ooh, what they about to disclose, baby. Let's go.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
what. Oh,
Hang
good.
on,
VC's got
hang
it
on,
lined up.
hang on, just hang on.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. No rush, man. We're on your time, man. I know you're. I know that right now it's probably like it's probably like 3 in the morning where you're at. I don't know where you're at. You're probably like in a spaceship about to like looking at us in space. I don't know where you're at right now, Mr. Shitoshi, but I know you're here.
It's 10 a.m. for me right now, so just getting up. So my days just getting going. Normally I'm still sleeping. I did try to get to bed at a decent hour. I think I made it down about 4 a.m. So got a couple hours of solid sleep, and now I'm up for the day. So
Yeah, we were
Let's
talking
go.
4 or 5 in the morning, and then like it's just worked to now. Yeah, so I think Shib, that's fine, man. If you want to tease that a bit, I
no,
think
yeah,
that's
I'll go
a
ahead
lot.
and I did all the heavy lifting on it. I'll let you go ahead and talk about it.
Sure.
No,
So
after you, sir. No, after you.
After you, sir. After you, no, but you, sir.
So one of the hallmarks of Squidgrow we liked, we did do back in the BSC era when we pumped up to 57 million. We got listed on several exchanges. So we do have one of those contracts signed and paid for the very short term near future. So we've got another exchange listing coming to Squidgrow that will feature both the ETH supply and the BSC supply. So that's going to be huge because it'll be the first exchange that actually has both supplies on it since we've bridged over to ETH. So that is coming, I think, really quickly. I won't put a date on it because there's a couple things that have to happen with them announcing it from their own Twitter. But with that said, it's not going to be the last. We do understand that when you list an exchange, you list a new centralized exchange, you want to pair that with potentially others or other major marketing moves to create that momentum. So we're working to do that as well. So it's not just a one-off, but it is something pretty cool, and it is an exchange that I'm personally excited about.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it myself, actually. So yeah, it's going to be the first exchange to debut our Ethereum token, as well as BSC. So contract signed, paid, ready to go on that. So stay tuned.
Whoa! Oh yeah, baby! An exclusive on the world famous K1d Walter show, baby. You heard it
Exclusive, yeah,
first.
you're right. You
Let's
did hear it
go.
first.
Let's go, baby. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I want to bring, that excitement that you give us an exclusive. I love it. I love it.
Let's fucking grow. Woo!
Let's go.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that, man. Always good to get, some new info and man, what amazing space. Let's see, we got James King also. Is that one of the guys requesting or let's see. Oh,
James
never
is
mind.
from our community, but I mean, you guys, if you guys want to bring up a couple members from the audience,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm happy to take questions, random questions, hard questions. It doesn't matter. You can open the mic up. I'm just
Heck
I'm just
yeah, baby.
I'm just here drinking coffee and dipping Coke. So, you know, I'm here.
Let's go.
I'm glad. I'm pretty sure after everything, the high octane energy of the show, I'm like, he's gonna be up. He's ready to go. After the show, I already see you, Mr. Shiptoshi. You're gonna go for that 10-mile run. You be like, ding, 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 ding,
Well,
ding, ding, ding.
I try to average 5 a day. Actually, is what I
Let's
do. But
go
I keep it to the gym. Downstairs. I don't actually go run. I just keep it to the
down.
treadmill.
You sound
Satoshi
like me, but
calisthenics guy.
everyone knows I'm a big adamant of exercise. I exercise about 5 to 6 times a week. I do about 20 to 30 miles on a stationary bike. I don't stop, man. I tell people health is wealth. So wealth is health is a reflection of wealth, and you got to take care of yourself, man. So I'm glad. I'm pretty sure you always fired up, taking care of yourself because I mean, dude, I mean the future is ours for the taking. The whole world is about to change into DeFi and more on blockchain. So the fact that we have a project like what you're doing and more, man, I mean, it just shows like just the infancy of how early we are in just DeFi, Bitcoin. We're gonna be having these talks later on, 2, 3 years from now, and be like, wow, we try to tell people what was really gonna inspire and conspire. I mean, and now that we're seeing legacy projects like Squidgrow and more, man. This shows that there's actual true pillars in DeFi that want the best for community and also make a great name for DeFi and more, man. So I mean, I love what you guys are doing. I'm excited. Oh, I think we got him on the speaker. What's up, Arn?
Oh, behave. Yeah, baby. Oh,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
listen, let me just say this. There's not much that I can say that you guys have not said. And by the way, K1d Walt, great job with this AMA. Dane, Sheeptoshi, fine form as always. But I will say this. Squidgrow is operating, and I like to say this all the time, it's operating as $1 billion token, even though we're not at $1 billion market cap. And what I mean by that is that all the ducks are in line. Everything is going for this project. And if people can't see that yet, they will soon. And you guys have heard on this AMA about Sheep Toshi. You've heard about his legacy. You've heard about his story. You've heard about the goodies in the project. You've heard about the team. You've heard about everything. And there's so much more. And I just think that this project has a little bit of something for everybody. If you're involved in crypto, if you're not yet involved in crypto, it is something that is, I like to look at Squidgrow as it's not a token, it's a movement and it's a company and it's something that's bigger than crypto. And the world's going to see that soon. And for those that know, I mean, we got almost 20,000 holders strong. And Sheep likes to call it, there's an army out there for Squidgrow. But I just think that, what Sheep is doing, we talk a lot about in life. People want passion and they want purpose, right? Passion's the things that you love. Passions are the things that you enjoy doing. Passions are the things that you have, your hobbies, everything, your toys, everything you have. But everybody wants purpose. And I think that Sheep has the best of both worlds. And what he wants to do with this project is create a legacy for everybody. He said it time and time again. He started it for his friends and family to have a safe place to invest. And he's really created that space for all of us. We now all have a safe place to invest. And so I just think where Squidgrow is going, I've said it so many times on VCs with Dane and with the community. The two words that stick out the most with Squidgrow: inevitable and unavoidable. And at the moment, we are inevitable. I mean, that's a given. We've been inevitable since the moment that we launched, but we're becoming unavoidable now. And that is the thing that's special to sit back and watch. And if you've done your homework, and if you've looked, and if you've seen, and you've felt the buzz, Squidgrow is becoming unavoidable at this point, and everybody's talking about it. Everybody loves it. Everybody knows it. And for those that haven't aped yet, they will ape soon. And that's the combination that you want. You want to be unavoidable, and eventually you'll be inevitable. And I just think, again, that Squid and Dane and Sheeb and Ardub and everybody from the top to the bottom, the whole team, you guys touched upon it, the best mods in the business. Everybody is just top of their game. And so you guys have done a great job with this AMA. I'm so happy that I could come up and contribute as well. I love it. It's the best community out there. And as I said, it's a movement. And so if you haven't heard of Squidgrow yet, you're going to hear of it real soon. So feel good, guys. Sheeb, I love you. Dane, great job as always. And let's fucking grow.
Thanks for coming up, buddy. I appreciate it.
Nice, bro. Well said, man. I'm like, what is he talking about? Sheep. Sheep. I'm like, is he talking about sheep? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's his nickname, like for sheep. I'm like, bro, I love it, bro. I just love everything you said was perfect. And if you don't see the vision, you truly don't understand DeFi. I mean, the
Listen,
fact that
Sheeb is the nickname. Everybody calls him Shiv, but you created a new one that we're all going to start calling him. And you said it earlier. We're going to call him Mr. Shibtoshi, not Shibtoshi, Mr. Shibtoshi. I think he likes the sound of that one.
Yeah, you like that one, right? I was like, Mr. Shitoshi. That's why I wanted, like, that's why when he came into the building, when he rang the doorbell, it was like, ding, ding. And it's like, Mr. Shitoshi, you getting the chopper, bump it. So it's like, because you already knew he was about to just take it to the next level. So just love everything you said, it's true, man. I mean, the fact, I'm trying to tell people, the fact that we're right here in the summer right now before the bull run, we've seen this before. This is the same likings of 2019, 2020. Yes, I hear you, sir. But the fact that we're moving on the way up into the bull run just shows this is the time where you accumulate right before September, October, and then bam or ram, you're gonna see these numbers November, December. And a project like this, that it's already certified. People are making tons of money in on the way up. They're gonna be stacking up on legacy projects, and you guys are on the top of the top levels. And the fact that you guys are about to just start an empire is where I'm bullish more than ever, man. So just thank you guys and all the people that are coming out to speak. If there's anybody else, I appreciate it. But man, this project, I already see the vision. I already see what's gonna be the future for this. It's a no-brainer, man. I think we got James. What's going on, James?
Hey guys, that was a complete accident. But while I'm up here, I just want to say thank you for the team for everything you guys do, and we appreciate what you guys revealed today, man. That was awesome, actually, unexpected. Because I thought we weren't going to be on a CEX listing for a while on the ETH side, so that's pretty awesome, man. Thank you guys. Keep up the good job, and let's grow.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it, buddy. Let's grow.
Let's grow, baby.
Keep in mind what I said too with exchanges. Now that everybody's saying win listing and stuff in chat, keep in mind that we kind of slow play them, right? I said earlier, if you caught it, that if you play your biggest trump card, so to speak, in the middle of this market when it comes to exchanges, you may be shooting your shot too early, right? So we want to time the massive tier ones when we get the most effect from them. But when it comes to this exchange that we're going to list now, I'm not going to say what it is, but I will say it's very special because it is our first project that will have both chains as supplies on it able to withdraw. So that's going to be a really big kind of a test run for us with that. And it effectively serves as a, I guess you could say, a bridge alternative in a way, because you'll be able to get both tokens of both chains connected again from another source other than just the bridge. So it's going to be a big moment for us getting that on there. So keep that in mind. We've got a very calculated vision with our exchange process and how we're going to do things going forward, and we're going to make sure that we get the most out of it as we do list further exchanges.
Hors d'oeuvres, man. You're passing out the hors d'oeuvres before the main event, man. So that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, you can't take them lightly. There's a lot that does go into exchanges. A lot of people just look at them at face value and think, oh, it's an exchange, it's going to pump the chart, I'm going to make a quick flip, right? That's typically what most people think, but there's a lot behind the scenes when it comes to market makers, when it comes to keeping the right supply and tether on there to make sure it stays functional. There's a lot of balancing that must go on. You have to monitor what's happening in and out of the exchange. You need to make sure that the exchange source and team is reputable so that you don't get taken advantage of and lose your funds, or investors' funds worse. So, these are things that you always have to look at. And, it really is relationship building when it comes to the exchanges that we choose. So, going forward, we're being very careful with the ones we select. And as we bring them on, we're going to be excited to debut them no matter who they are.
Beautiful. That's awesome, man. Yeah, looking forward to it, and then looking forward to the exchanges down the road and what have you. That's awesome, man. Yeah, appreciate you guys dropping that nugget on the show, man. That's huge. And Caesar, did you want to add on anything? I'm sorry, Maurice. I say Caesar.
Yeah, no, again, I definitely agree with what they were talking about in terms of having to really make sure you hold certain cards close to the chest and stagger things at the right opportunity. But any time where you can and potentially bolster your volume or just your audience for a project is not bad. Now I know Shib just with his background and he's very meticulous and in the process that he goes through when he's signing these deals because I've seen it in the past. So again, I'm sure he's done his homework on kind of like ROI, the impact it's going to have at this stage of the project, essentially the cost benefit analysis there of listing. So again, obviously very exciting. And like I said, any opportunity for more eyes and more volume is not a bad thing because I know he's done the diligence on the back end.
Agreed, 100%. Definitely have. So I mean, we ran through it in the early days, ran out and listed a bunch of exchanges. There was some negatives to listing so many exchanges so quickly. So we've kind of just switched gears and focused on utility and building. But with the debut of Ethereum, definitely want to throw Ethereum on there with the BSD on an exchange. So through our networks, there's a couple exchanges that we are currently talking to, and one just recently inked a deal with. So
Shib is always making deals in the background, guys. He's in, I don't know, hundreds of Telegram chats. It never ends. I get pulled into a new one every day, and I'm honored to be in them and to see things happening behind the scenes. And it's hard to not tease them. But man, I love dropping the bombs. We've always got more in the tank, and that's one of the most fun things is knowing that there's so much more things to announce just day after day and opportunities that present themselves to us. Hey, Kid and Walter and Maurice, man, thanks for hosting us today. I just want to shout you guys out. This has personally been one of my favorite spaces that I've tuned into quite frequently over the last months, and I think it's cool to watch how it's grown organically, and how you guys just have kind of candid conversations rather than scripted AMAs like a lot of people do. You guys are all very good at that, and it's been a pleasure talking to you all. I think your audience is one of the best in the business too, because they actually have their feet very wet into DeFi, deep into the DJing land too, and that's different. You see a lot of hosts out there that their audience really isn't initiated into this space, and I think a lot of your guys' audience is. So shout out to everybody out there listening, whether you're a hater, a fan, or just hearing about us for the first time. We'd love to have you hang out with us over at the Squidgrow Army, so feel free to stop by. We'll get the Telegram link up for you guys at the end of this if you are hearing about us for the first time.
Let's go, baby. That means the world to me, man. This is what I live and breathe, is DeFi, and the fact that, appreciate those kind words and those flowers, brother. I work so hard, and the fact that, you and Mr. Shib Toshi is in the building. Let's freaking grow. I love it, baby. I love it, man. And Kid, he's always great. Shout out to my dog Jerry Springer. I love him. Kid, do we have a Jerry Springer's final thought today?
Oh well,
Yeah,
could I ask
ahead,
Shibtoshi a question before you end the program? Because I just want to ask him one thing.
Yeah, go
If
ahead.
it's all right.
Dude!
Hey, Mr. Shibtoshi.
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, how's it going? Your story, especially the SHIB aspect of it, is really touching to me because I was there around February, January, helping build the community. So just knowing knowing that a legend like you exists is it's inspiring to me. It keeps me going. I was just wondering one thing, and I've always asked myself, the story, everything that you've laid out today. I mean, have you considered, and maybe you already covered this, considered making like a documentary about, maybe the SHIB angle or the whole thing? Because I've seen so many documentaries about like GameStop, for example, and other stuff, but I have yet to see like a really good, like a Netflix type of documentary about anything related to crypto. And I think your story is definitely a compelling one, or even just the Squidgrow story would be an amazing documentary. But I just wanted to say that I got a lot of respect for you, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely have thought about that. Actually, my buddy Slum Doge, his documentary on his Dogecoin journey will be coming out shortly. But yeah, definitely have thought about that. May or may not have shot some things. Started throwing things together. Cannot confirm nor deny, but I definitely agree with that. I think it's a great story to be told, and I think it's something that is very relatable to the masses in this space, because I mean, it's crazy how seemingly over such a short period of time, somebody can amass a massive amount of wealth, in the crypto space. I mean, if you told me in 2011 that I would be where I am today financially, I would call bullshit. So I
Well,
mean,
you're in a very unique position to be able to do it, and the reason why I suggested it, and it looks like you're already on the same page. The mainstream media and just everybody that has a microphone to talk about crypto, excluding us, it's always negativity. It's a scam. It's a rug. So to have somebody like you that's like a bringer of light, somebody that's a success story, to be able to like bring that to the masses, in addition to what you're already doing, I think it would be amazing. So, man, I would love to see something like that. Yeah.
yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. Time and place.
Wait a
When
minute,
all
wait
the
a
when
minute.
all
I want that exclusive. I want that exclusive. The
there ain't
world
nothing.
famous Kid Walter Show exclusive,
Yeah, man,
Mr. Shintoshi.
I threw you a bone already, my friend. I can't give you all my cards.
I
Can I
love
say
it, man.
something? Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, sir? Mr. Satoshi, as Walter said. Kid one, Walter, what's going on, man? I know these guys from another area, but I knew they were going to be dropping the show. I was super excited to hear it. I didn't know it was going to be this morning, so I only got the last half. But I just wanted to say, I myself, I go a little bit back from the 217 crypto era, so I've been in it a while. I haven't really been too much in the meme coins, but definitely invested in a lot of the old dino coins, they call them, and the blue chips. And I'm kind of a little bit more on the older side of what I see people in crypto. Like, I'm in my 40s, not really too old, but I'd just like to say thank you for creating this project, because me as I would say more of a mature investor, I haven't really been too much in the meme coins because it's like a pretty risky investment. And one of the things that I really feel about Squidgrow is I just feel this very safe feeling, and I get that because that's what you preach, is just creating a safe place to invest your money. And like Arn says, I feel like I'm investing into a company, and I really feel like you guys as a team, Dane, Mr. Shitoshi, Arn, and all the others, every single time I listen to you guys, it makes me feel like I want to invest more. So you guys definitely are one of my largest investments, and I always want to just buy more. So thank you for everything you do. I'm super excited, and that's all I had to say for now.
Great,
Let's
thank you
grow.
for your kind words and your ongoing support, my friend. I'm happy to hear that. Just a quick question for you. So you said you didn't really you don't really dabble in meme coins, more so like blue chips. So what was your first investment and why?
My first investment ever?
Yeah, first crypto investment. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I knew about crypto probably in 2014, I think, when Bitcoin first crashed from like 1,000 to 200, but I couldn't really figure out how to buy it at that time, and it was really really risky at that time.
Yeah.
But then I started, hearing the rumblings again in like late 2016 and early 2017. So at that time, there was a lot more feasible ways to buy it. So I went on Coinbase, and I think I bought Ethereum for like $147. That was like the first one I bought. You can get a whole one for $147. But then, yeah, I always had the interest, and it's just something like, I'm kind of a nerd in some ways, and I love money. So, it's just a way to nerd out on money. And yeah, it's just like I just kind of like the whole cryptic. I don't know. It just seems cool, like Batman. Seems like something Batman would be doing, and I love Batman too because of all of his, you know, tech ways. So yeah, but as far as the meme coins, I played on some meme coins, but like this meme coin was, like you said, it's more of a utility with meme as a bonus, but it just doesn't seem like a degen play to me. Like I seriously feel like I'm investing into a blue chip. I'm sorry I didn't learn about it earlier. I was just kind of cruising YouTube, and I'm really new to crypto Twitter, but because I used to be really big on YouTube, just watching, all the influencers and just different people who aren't even influencers talking about coins. And if I had to judge the video that I saw, however I learned about Squidgrow, it was just some dude with his shirt off, like he was in the back country somewhere, and he had a little bit of a belly on him going. It's all good, and he was just saying, you know what? I don't care about any of these losses that I had, because you know why? I got Squidgrow. I just feel so safe because I have Squidgrow.
Who
And I was like,
who
what
was
is Squid?
who was the influencer? Do
I
you
don't know,
recall?
man. Like he wasn't even big. I don't think it was just some guy who threw a video up on
Yeah.
YouTube, and I'm like, Squidgrow. Well, what is that? That sounds pretty interesting. The way the conviction that he had when he talked about it. So I started researching Squidgrow. This was about a month and a half ago, and I missed it. I think you guys were under 10 million, and then this was right before you had your latest pump.
Yeah,
That went up to like,
so that was when we came down from the 52 million. We eventually worked our way to about 5. That was around Christmas time, and then we shot up to 29, I think. We shot up to 29 and then kind of came back down and went back up, kind of the ping pong effect. So okay, that puts the time frame in perspective for me.
yeah. So I just saw that, man, and as soon as I started learning about it, I just felt this feeling, like I'm going to make a sizable investment into this project right here, and I just feel super safe about it. That's all I can say. Anybody, a lot on one of the VC calls, they were talking about why don't the older people get into crypto, and a lot of it is, I think, the risk assessment, because the older you get, the less riskier you are.
Yeah.
But I just feel safe, man. So thank you for that feeling.
Yeah, I
Have a
appreciate
good
that,
one.
man.
Woo! That boy said, "I got a feeling."
Yeah,
I got a
yeah,
feeling, man. All right,
we're
guys.
definitely trying to be very accessible to the community. Our DMs are always open. We're always active. One of the biggest things that I saw through my friends as smaller investors in the space is, if they had a question or concern, they could try to ask it all day long, but nobody would ever answer them. They couldn't get an immediate answer from the team, or a somewhat immediate answer. It was just kind of the mods passing on information. And, I saw how that annoyed a lot of my friends, because everybody is an investor in this, small, large, everybody, has skin in the game. And if they, want to talk directly to the core team, they should have the ability to do so. So when we launched Squidgrow, that was one of the main things, accessibility to us. So, I mean, our DMs are always open. We were always in the chat. And although I do try to get on daily, I'm always there creeping around, even if I don't, drop a message in there. But, definitely want to be accessible. So, want to just, address any questions that any of our community members might have, because I think that that's important. We're responsible for your money, and if you have questions, you should be able to ask questions and get reasonable answers within a reasonable time frame. So, that's kind of one of the things with Squidgrow is my team. I've directed everybody to make sure they're extremely accessible to everybody. So Twitter DMs are open, Telegram DMs are open, Discord, we're around. So I'm real happy to hear. I'm real happy to hear that what I set out to do, providing a safe place for everybody to invest their money. That what we are providing, facilitates that and gives you that feeling. I mean, that's what it's about. So, my actions will always speak louder than my words. But thank you for your confidence and your support. It's much appreciated.
One last thing I forgot to say, which was the feeling that I get is it's just a feeling of professionalism and a feeling of maturity. So me being a little older, like and a people reader as being a salesperson, I can just pick up on that. So that's the feeling I get, is like a feeling of maturity, even with all the investors on the VC calls, and just a feeling of professionalism. I mean, yeah, we joke around sometimes, but it's always professional. So thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's really important, man. You always have to put that professional foot, forward. And yeah, definitely Shibtoshi, all your moves and everything that you've done, you definitely had that layer of professionalism. And I think that's what really attracts people to the project. It truly is a safe haven, especially in a very dangerous DeFi space. And it's super important to have, figures like yourself, for people to be able to find and actually invest in projects that, aren't going to be rug pulled in a week or this or that. This is something that's built to last and that'll be here for a long time. So awesome. But yeah, I'm looking at the time. It's been about 2.5 hours. I don't want to hold anybody prisoner at this point. But fuck, man, I feel like I could keep going for hours with you guys. Absolutely amazing. My pleasure meeting both you guys, Shibtoshi, Dane, and the community that came in. Really appreciate you guys, and all the input and letting us know what's going on. And yeah, if there's anything you guys want to close out with before we wrap it up, any of you guys feel free to jump on the mic.
I just wanted to say, I'm appreciative that you allowed us on today. Took your time. All of the community as well. And hosted this event for us. It's definitely been very enjoyable, and I love the energy, the enthusiastic aspect of it. So definitely looking forward to coming back.
Oh yeah, baby. I love that, man. And I hope appreciate everything, that skit, man. I'm gonna send it to you, man. We went hard on the paint, 8-9 hours plus on that. And that's what we're trying to create, something, entertaining, fun, informative, man. So I really appreciate you coming out, your community. Dane, man, he's a true legend in DeFi. Your story, Mr. Shib Toshi, as is, it needs to be pronounced now. I love it, man, and everything that you guys are doing is just, I'm on board, baby. I'm not gonna lie, I'm loading up big, baby, because I already know on the way up, this project is gonna take off. This community will win. They have everything that crosses all the T's. They're seasoned. They're ready to go. Like I said, like you got your own little Squidgrow, like army, little squiddies, and they're about to take over DeFi, and everyone's about to know about Squidgrow and more, man. So I mean, kid, do you got any Jerry Springer final thoughts for us?
Yeah, let's roll it out, man. Let's run with it.
All right.
Yeah, so
Let's go,
we've been
baby.
paying since Jerry Springer died. We decided to have a little segment at the end, just to kind of give a little bit of context. And at the end of the show, I just throw a little nugget out there of just how I feel it or what I'm thinking. And just like myself, this personal weekend and stuff, I actually went through and helped my ex move and what have you, and also went through some old storage and saw things from 10 years ago. And what I guess it inspires me to say right now is, I was looking through all the memories and the things that I've been through, these past 10 years. And it makes you really appreciate the moment. And a lot of times we get so caught up in what next, what tomorrow, that we're not really focused on the present, right? We're not like appreciating it. We're not sitting there relishing in it. You know, we're not communicating with the people that love us and spending the proper amount of time and things like that. So I guess my final thought, and just like my own personal in real life reflection, is, you know, I got two little girls, you know, I got a little family and stuff. Don't let it slip between your fingers. Appreciate every moment. Hold it. You know, it's precious. And you know, whether it be with your crypto family, with your family, all that, man, just, you know, continue to enjoy that ride, guys, because, you know, one day you're fucking 20 something years old, next you're fucking sniffing out 40 like myself. So, you know, it goes too fucking quick, guys, and these are going to be the future's good old days. So remember that and enjoy it and have fun with it, guys. Don't stress out. Take care of yourself, exercise. I'm gonna try to quit those cigarettes, Walter. I know that's something we're talking about, but just live your best life, guys. You know, and you know, that's the close to that. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much, Shib, and Dane, Maurice, everybody that's came through. Much love, you guys. You guys deserve all the success in the world. You guys have put the blood, sweat, and tears in there, and I'm excited to see where the hell you guys are going. So keep doing it, man. I see you, man. Much love.
Hey, appreciate that, kid. Walter, Maurice, thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity to be on your platform. It's much appreciated. Definitely very enjoyable. So looking forward to coming back, guys.
Oh man, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it, Mr. Shiv Toshi and more. Maurice, bro, always a privilege and an honor for you coming to co-host. Jules, thank you for those amazing words. Dane, man, you are a true gem in DeFi and more, and this whole community of Squidgrow, man. So you guys already know, man. This was like an encore. We're about to end the show, and then there's like, wait a minute, there's more. And then we came and gave one more because that's what this show deserved, man. So thank you guys coming to the world. 3, 2, and Walt Show! And let's freaking grow!
Let's grow.